Welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts, my Nightwish Army. My name is Josh, and I'm here to do another Nightwish reaction. This is also from the Wacken 2013 concert. I believe the song Romanticide is from their album Once from 2004, I believe. This would have been when Tarja was the lead singer for the group. So, and it was written by Tuomas, but also Marco assisted with writing this one, which is cool. And I believe that he has some singing in this one as well. You guys have talked a lot about how good a singer he is, so I'm excited to hear him sing and contribute vocally on this one. So let me go through the lyrics and we'll get right to the reaction. Romanticide. God, love, and rest my soul. With the sundown never ending, the feel is gone, yet you ain't gonna see me fail. I am the decadence of your world. I am an eider covered in oil. And I looked this one up. Eider is a northern sea duck. So it's probably a local duck species that's local to where they live. I am an eider covered in oil. Happy hunting, you double-faced carnivore. Tell me why, no heart to cry, hang me high. The music is dead, the amen is said. The kiss of faith is what I beg, a loving heart and soul for sale. Tell me why, no heart to cry, hang me high. Leave me be and cease to tell me how to feel, to grieve, to shield myself from evil. Leave me be. OD, which I am assuming is overdose of lies, is killing me. Romanticide, till love do me part. See me ruined by my own creations. Leave me be and cease to tell me how to feel, to grieve, to shield myself from evil. Leave me be. Overdose of lies is killing me. Romanticide till love do me part. Dead boys alive but without sense. I need a near-death experience. Heart once bold, now turned to stone. Perfection, my messenger from hell. Wine turns to water, campfires freeze, love letters burn, romance is lost. Lord, let me be wrong in this pain. Temporary pain, eternal shame. To take part in this devil's chess game. Spit on me, let go, get rid of me, and try to survive your stupidity. So, I think it's kind of striking out at all of these kind of romanticized notions within our society, and how that a lot of the motives behind a lot of these movements and things like that are double-faced. In other words, they say one thing, like, oh, they're for the environment or whatever, but then they may have some like alternate agenda. So I think it's kind of speaking out against that. And also kind of it's more kind of Tuomas with like a broken heart type thing. A loving heart and soul for sale. Kind of people selling themselves out maybe too. Is some of that. Overdose of lies is killing me. Yeah, so it's just all these lies coming in from the world and maybe from people that you love and things like that, right? To shield myself from evil, leave me be. I need a near-death experience, right? So it's this kind of like he's talking about his heart just getting stale and kind of numb and dull, and like he just needs to have something that wakes it up, that teaches him to renew his love for life and refresh his desire to live and really contribute to society and to love and open himself up and all of that, right? So that's kind of what I am reading here from the lyrics. You guys can weigh in it as well in the comments. You're all much more familiar with this song and the lyrics than I am. So you probably know kind of the backstory and some other things. So go ahead and please include those things in the comments below, please. With that, we'll get to the performance. Also, if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe and click on the notification bell. That way you can be notified of any Nightwish reactions or any others I might do at a later time. I would appreciate that very much. And let's get right into it here. I do have, I believe it's the right version. I have subtitles are on just to kind of make sure that I'm understanding everything correctly. And it just makes it easier to make sure that I catch everything that they are singing and all that. They're going for it already. Nice. So you see how what she did there with the fail? So she kind of she changed the vowel up a little bit. And these are just stylistic things that artists will do where you're expecting them to go just straight on fail, but then she kind of, darkened it up a bit and went fail, she kind of changed the timbre a little bit on it. So these are the things that artists will do as they interpret and bring their own texture and timbre to it, their own take on it. There. See, the thing is that sounds effortless for her too. I've said it before, but like she's, for those high notes, she's not reaching at all. She's got much more to offer here. Let's nice. That's a cool drum part right there. See that growl she's adding to it? There it is again. That's cool. The harmony is there. I'm finally getting to hear Marco sing. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to go back just a little bit so I can hear. I assume they're taking this guy out. It's getting hot, maybe. That's you guys, or maybe he's getting squished. I don't know. There's different reasons they might be taking somebody out, or they're acting up, or whatever. I'm not sure. They're right together. That was cool. I need to go back and hear that again. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I'm excited to finally hear Marco sing here. This is cool. Okay. We both kind of went down at the same time too. That was cool. Oh, that's awesome. This is Impu on the drums, right? Oh no, Impu's on the guitar. Marco's bass. Ooh. Good. Those fans playing the guitar, that's awesome. Wow. Okay. First of all, the stamina here. I mean, I've sung like mostly like in choirs and things like that for full-on concerts where we do a whole set. So I can't really speak to like being up front and as a vocalist and doing a full concert that way. I've done like variety shows and things like that, and I've sung, of course, individual numbers with my quartet and things. But to do a whole show and to sing at the level that they're singing, you got to have serious stamina. You got to have a really solid instrument and a lot of vocal control, a lot of good technique on the breathing side to be able to support that. And you can hear with both of these two, actually, with Marco and Flor, that they both have really good technical singing technique. Both, open. The sound is forward and resonant and on pitch, and they both are blending fairly well together. And I'm impressed by Marco too. I mean, he's solid. He's really a good vocalist. So, of course, I knew that would be the case. Many of you said that. So, but yeah, it's cool to hear their harmonies and to hear the whole group. The song is awesome. I love the beat where it's just, and you can tell that it's well loved. I mean, there's a lot of people in the audience that are singing along and things like that. And that's the thing I've talked about before with other reactions. The real test of how entertaining something is, how well loved it is, how touching it is, or whatever impactful it is measured by how much it's accepted and known and loved by the audience and those watching the performance. So, and that reigns true with symphonic metal as well, right? Along with the other types of genres that I analyze and react to. So, well loved. They're singing along. They love the melody. So yeah, it's passing that test for sure. Let's see. Let's go back just a little tiny bit here. See how open he is right there? Yeah. They were right together. There's Thomas. Him Pooh is getting worked out. They are rocking.
There's always a lava without sense. The near death experience. Heart was bold, now turn to stone. Perfect my messenger from
So when singers add that into there, like you heard Flor do it with some of the growls and sometimes it's called vocal fry, but you heard Marco do it as well right there, that kind of growl there. It's important for them to understand how to kind of do that. And I don't know if Marco's classically trained or has some kind of vocal training that would help him to know how to do that. But you have to be careful with that, because if you do it incorrectly or you do it too much, then you can actually do some harm to your vocal cords. So it's like any other vocal technique. You have to really understand how to do it correctly, and put the air behind it, and not really like dig into your vocal cords when you do it, so that you don't cause any damage. So I'm assuming that, because if he didn't have training and he continued to do this for multiple songs, then he wouldn't have a voice. Possibly 2/3 of the way through the concert, he would start to lose his voice, and that would not be a good situation. So I'm assuming that he knows what he's doing. Let me go back and listen to him one more time here. That's cool. That almost kind of reminded me of like a siren. So like one of the vocal warm-ups that you do, like you go kind of high up into your falsetto and then you kind of siren down into your chest voice, and then you do that back and forth. And that's kind of one of the warm-ups that I like to do, actually. And it's almost what it sounded like. It almost sounded like one of those siren warm-ups, with what Flor did there, where she kind of goes up, and let me go back and listen to that again real quick. That's what it sounded like, but she went pretty high. And again, it didn't seem like she was nearing the top of her range. Yeah, it's right here. They're both pretty high. That's just going back down, yeah. That's cool. Song has an awesome beat. It's like a drummer's dream. Wow. Very cool. That was definitely like more kind of a metal song than some of the others that I've reacted to for Nightwish, but it was still really cool, and there was still a lot of really good vocals in it. And I could tell definitely for Flor, but also for Marco for the most part, that they're still continuing to use good vocal technique in the way that they're approaching their vocals. And that's what that does. And I don't want it to sound like, I feel like, classical technique is the best for everything or whatever, right? I don't want to come across that way, because there's a lot of different vocal techniques out there that singers may learn, contemporary techniques, different techniques that you can learn. But I would say, and probably a lot of vocalists and vocal coaches would probably agree with me, and that is classical gives you a good kind of foundation or fundamental structure to kind of build on, so you can bring a lot of those other techniques into it and on top of it, and that allows you to have a lot of capabilities and options when you're singing, as far as adding texture and singing different styles and genres. But part of what the classical side does for you is it protects your voice. I've talked about that before, but it gives you the fundamentals to help you form the sound correctly, even if you're altering it using some of the other techniques. So it's almost like, think of it this way, if you wanted to use light as an analogy, like you have your main stage light, and then you have different filters that you can apply to that light to change how it appears on the stage or what shines through color-wise or whatever, right? That's kind of another analogy if you want to use that for the classical, kind of being the light, and then the filters that allow you to kind of change and alter that sound and the texture of your voice as it comes through. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. That's just kind of the way that I understand it. And again, one of the cool things about having this channel and kind of going through and refreshing a lot of what I've learned in college and otherwise is I'm learning a lot, and there are a lot of you out there that are also classically trained or that have a lot of knowledge as far as music and even vocal training and things like that. So I'm not the type to say, oh, I know better or whatever. I'm the type to say, hey, if you've got something you can add. I've had a few of you kind of comment on different things that you noticed in a vocal or things like that, and it's very helpful actually to kind of see from what you've learned and things like that, you know, what you noticed and things that you picked up on as far as the technique and some nuances and things like that. So anyway, that's a very cool song. And again, the cool thing that I like with my reactions is now I can go back and listen to this. I was just doing some chores around the house today and listening to some of the songs I've reacted to again, because now I can go ahead and do that. So I do like to do that, and this allows me to be able to move through and listen to more from each of the artists. So I always look forward to my next reactions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please click like, and if you could please subscribe, click the notifications. I also have my Patreon channel, and I'm trying to really make it something where it's going to provide you some great benefits beyond what's available on my channel. So I have things out there like early access. You can actually vote for my new artists. But I do want to try to increase the rate at which I post my videos, so I'm at least posting one a day. I started out doing that when I first started my channel in July, and I think I felt bad because things just really got crazy and I wasn't able to do that in August and September. And so I think a lot of you got used to that. And then I had to kind of scale back quite a bit in the number of reactions I was able to post. So I'm trying to get back to that. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long, but thank you again for all of you in the Nightwish Army for, you know, subscribing and for all of your support. I look forward to doing some more Nightwish and floor reactions, and also some of the Tarja. I know some of you are big Tarja fans. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I looked it up on Google Translate and did the listen to see how it's phonetically translated. So, but I want to hear her as well, you know, from the earlier days of Nightwish. So I definitely want to get some of those reactions under my belt as well. So again, hope you all are healthy, happy, and doing well. Take care.